everybody, it's Jason Shadrick here with PremierGuitar.com. We're at the Bogner booth with the man Reinhold, and that was Greg V you just heard. And he was playing through a new Goldfinger amp.
Yeah, it's part of the Goldfinger family, so we still have the Goldfinger 45, the 2-channel in an existing line, but this is an addition to this line. It's basically like taking off by the alpha channel of the 45. It's kind of a refined version of that, so it's kind of in the American kind of sound, you know, family, like tweeds, black faces, you know. Think about that. It's a single channel amp, so it's kind of unusual for us. It has like 2 different power tubes, like a pair of 6V6s and a pair of 6L6s.
Yep.
You can switch them in independently or a combination of it. And then in combination with the high and low plate voltage, you get like any kind of power rating from like 12 watts up to 70 watts, you know, like in like 6 steps or so. And the it's not just only the headroom, it's also the feel. You know, some of the lower plate voltage 6V6 types are a little more compressed and squishier, and then they're more spankier, like 6L6 high plate voltage sounds, you know. So like, you know, feel-wise and headroom-wise, you have quite a few possibilities on this amp. Then it has a 4-button foot switch that has a reverb and an effects loop, a tube buffer effects loop, which has also a trailing effects loop option. There's a switch you can have. When you bypass it, you still hear the trails of the delay coming through, you know, so it mixes them in, you know, which is kind of a cool feature. Then the solo boost is kind of it shifts the mid-range in a certain way that's slightly more British, a little bit more punchier, you know, fatter, also in the higher notes. And then the boost, it's an adjustable boost here that has quite a wide range, so that works very well when you want to play at low volumes and turn the master a little bit down, but hit the preamp a little bit harder, so you get like at bedroom volumes, even like some nice like American breakup. Or you can use it as a volume boost, or, you know, depending on how you set the gain, and in combination it can be either a gain boost or a volume boost, you know. And it's fully adjustable, so it has a pretty wide range.
Greg, let's hear you switch the boost on and off a little bit.
Here's just a clean sound. Here's just a clean sound, straight out, sort of as a reference point. There's a little bit of breakup on that because we've got the gain control set a little higher on that. The amp can get very clean if you want. But now with there's a couple boosts on that. Rhino, why don't you go ahead and do that let's go ahead and do the solo boost first if you want. Before you switch it, I'll just hit a chord so they can hear it engage, okay? Okay, go Rhino.
The other boost, you know, it's pretty wide open now, so it hits it pretty hard, you know. So like this is that. So that's, you know, like for example, that was more like a squishier setting and with a lot of preamp boost, you know. I show you now like a little more headroom setting with the 6L6s, you know, and switch out the 6L6, 6V6. So now it's 6L6. So like that's a little bit more, you know, like tighter, you know. There's one more very cool feature. There's a switch that says EQ on, a PDX EQ on. That switches the architecture of the EQ, and it makes everything a little bit more even and tighter together, which works really well when you gain it up a little bit, and it puts the things a little bit more together and more compact sound. So like, I'll show you that real quick. It turns almost the amp in a completely different amp, you know, in a totally completely different direction, you know. So like you might have to adjust, usually when you switch it on, you crank the bass a little bit more to make it equal a little bit out, but the whole character of the amp changes, so you know. So,
and tell me about the expand switches over there.
Okay, the expand switches, you think, well, it's the high one is kind of like a bright switch, and the low is like similar to a bright, but works on a low frequency. So like it works, you know, at low volumes really well, and then also depending on the guitar, you know, like you can kind of like tailor it if you have a guitar that needs a little bit boost in the low end, but it's a different low end than cranking the EQ here. So like,
it sort of extends. It's sort of more cinematic. It sort of stretches the low end and the highs, so it takes a little bit narrower focus and just sort of stretches it, which is really effective. If you will, for example, go from a 335 or something that's really full body, and you want to go to a telly and you want to stretch it to make it match it. You could engage it like with a telly or something, or Silvertone or something with lower output pickups. We could go ahead and do that. We could just go ahead and do it where they're off, right, Reinhold? Now.
I mean, you know, it's like.
And I'll just hit a chord, and then we can hear them engage. Okay. Now that's the highs now. And here's the lows engaged with the highs. Then take them off, Reinhold. Turn them off one more time. It gets less brighter, less bigger, but very useful, especially like in overdubs if you're a session player, or like I said in the live setting where you want to quickly make some changes and be able to, on the fly, just be able to flip something, go move quick.
And one more important feature, the combo is, I mean, in our family of amplifiers, it's like one of the lighter ones. It's like around the Fender Deluxe, it's 54 pounds. The cabinet is pine, which works really well with this kind of type of sound, because it slightly compresses the attack. So like, you know, you get like a softer kind of like, you know, a peak, you know, like, so that kind of creams it out a little bit. The speakers are cream back and 112 in the 112 combo, and then, you know, we make it as a head version. And the prices are, I think this head is like 2,500, and the combo I'm like 2,850.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. It's
sure.
like somewhere in ballpark. And we also make a matching Pine 212 cabinet, which like it was a G12 830 and cream back, so that in that kind of like in a slightly angled pattern.
And will this available now? Or
It's like very unusual for us, but we stopped showing stuff in production. This is in production. We made already 6 of 100, so they're making now one. So we start shipping next week. So that's no bullshit. So that's that. Yeah, no, we learned from our mistakes in the past. So the other new stuff is like more cosmetically, mainly, which like kind of refers to the Atma family. Like some people didn't like the aluminum housing, the modern look, you know. So we gave them the quite a few options in the vintage mode, look like the kind of the Helios Marshall-esque, you know, the Überschall or the Goldfinger, you know, like version. And then we also use, we have a wooden combo now, you know, because the usual cabinet for that is an aluminum cabinet. This is a wooden combo with the amp is exactly the same. With this kind of Tolex, you know, the carbon, and then also in silver, which looks like very futuristic. Yeah, and then, you know, of course, the combo and all the new amps, they come usually in that black Comet Tolex with our grill claws. But we make them now. There's a white one over here, for example, that looks very sexy. And my favorite one I made for the show, but we didn't bring it. It's a gold one with a blue Vox pattern grill that I like the best. But we didn't want to confuse the people too much since it's a new product. They come standard like this, and the custom color is a little bit of an upcharge, like anything, like our regular stuff, you know.
So, Reinhold, where can people go online to find out information about the new Goldfinger and all the rest of your amps?
Well, we just made a video with Owen Barry. That's already up on YouTube. Has already like a 5,000 hits, I think. And then we have the specs and all that stuff on the video and also on our webpage. You know, it should be all up there, so like people can download it from there. And we're gonna make a few more videos in the next few weeks with Greg as a director and a cinematographer. And then the other news is like, I know, unbelievable, but the Lagrange is going to be in stores in March.
Oh, yeah.
I know people ask about this, but yeah, we had a lot of problems. But it's in production, and we're gonna there should be in stores in March. No bullshit there. So that's it for there. And then there's a lot more new stuff coming this year, but we didn't show it because we don't have it in production, and we don't want to create the same problem over again.
Exactly. Reinhold, man, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jason, for coming by.
Great.
Thank you
Greg,
so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
This is Jason Chadwick with PremierGuitar.com. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all of our NAMM coverage. Greg, why don't you play us out with a little bit?